Full auto laser guns exist. Shell ejecting laser guns exist. Self-power ammunition exists as well. But nobody has ever combined all three into a single build until now. The UMP-45. For those who have played CSGO, you know exactly what this is. One of the most iconic submachine guns, and if you were to ask me, the best looking one too. I'm in no shortage of cool guns. I've already built a full auto spring power shell ejecting gun previously, and I honestly thought that was my best little gun in terms of function. But oh boy, I was wrong. You see, I'm known for making spring power Lego guns, but there was a problem. For the longest time, most of my builds used a small spring found inside a pan, but using a pan spring for a Lego gun always felt like cheating. That changed when I got my hands on a bunch of Lego shock absorbers. The spring inside those shock absorbers is completely different, stronger, stiffer, and most importantly, it's Lego. That spring is what made self-power ammunition possible. Each bullet carries its own spring. It loads, compresses, and fires entirely on its own power. In other words, the power doesn't come from a firing pin, but the bullet itself. That's when I knew my Lego guns would never be the same. By the way, every brick guns I built, the instructions are absolutely free. Links in the description. Grab the booklet and build your own. For the build itself, I did not have to start from scratch. I used my motorized Lego gun as the base frame and work outward from there. If you pay close attention, you will notice I use a lot of reverse techniques throughout the build, specifically the lift arm pieces. This does two things. It keeps the gun structurally durable, and it gives the exterior a much cleaner, more premium look. One example is the slope in the back panel. Thanks to the reverse technique, the circular buttons don't stick out, much smoother. This was not an instant idea. At first I wanted to use a bunch of slope pieces, but there was two problems. I don't have enough of them, and also the angle doesn't seem right. For the magazine, I based the design on my Lego Draco pistol mag, but with one key difference. The Draco used a banana mag, the UMP needed a straight mag. Same internal mechanism, but the new design holds 15 rounds instead of 8. The rotating circle piece does most of the work, and the gold rubber band from Snizer helps keep the feeding consistent. The bow is mounted on the right side. I'm left-handed, so that was the natural choice. And of course, I had to include the iconic HK slap. But how does it actually work? The motorized cycling mechanism stays the same as the previous build. The motor drives the bow back and forward, cycling the action automatically. But the firing pin mechanism needed to be completely different. In my previous builds, the main power came from the firing pin spring. But in the new build, the main power now comes from the bullets themselves. Each front loaded with its own shock absorber spring. When the firing pin strikes, it releases that stored energy. The result is a slightly more consistent power on every shot, while shell ejection still works. I also added a rubber band to the firing pin to assist the push, a small addition that made a noticeable difference. The mechanism is extremely simple, but very effective. For a full auto motorized Lego gun, the power is decent. Every shot cycles cleanly. The shell ejection is reliable from the first round to the last. It looks like an UMP, reloads like an UMP, ejects shells like an UMP, and it definitely shoots like an UMP. The project is a complete success, if I do say so myself.